Ciao tutti, welcome to Chamba Academy. Today we are joined by a special guest who's going to tell us everything about studying in Italy in one of the universities here in Italy, as well as scholarship opportunities available. So today I'm joined by Ben. Do you want to introduce yourself, where you're joining us from, who you are, and whatnot? The floor is yours.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much for the introduction. My name is Benjamin. Um, I'm also applying to study in Italy. Um, it's been a very, very tough journey, but I would say with the proper information out there, you would do everything you need to do successfully without issues and problems. So yeah.
Benjamin, what motivated you to start this journey to study in Italy? I mean, there are numerous places where you can apply to school. Why Italy specifically?
Um, to be honest, I would say I'm going to speak very, very direct and very plain. I think the quality of education and then the prices. It's like you're getting something quality with on a less budget, or on a lower budget. So I think for me, that was one of the main reasons why I chose Italy. They have very, very quality education. They've got one of the oldest universities around the world. When it comes to academics, they're very good. And they're very big when it comes to technology, and they've got like very, very, very huge and old brand. And and then the budget for tuition fee and then for like the whole expenses of schooling abroad is not on the high side like so many other countries. So that was the reason why I chose to study in Italy.
So this coming winter, you'll be joining us here in Italy. Just tell us a background of what you studied, what you're intending to pursue here in Italy, and just a brief introduction on how you found your university that you intend to attend.
So like every other person that is hoping to study abroad, that has always been a dream for them to study abroad. I think most people actually start by doing research on different countries they want to go to, and checking out the possibility of somebody from your kind of background to get into that kind of university. Because if I'm going to be honest, if you're someone like from my kind of background and the kind of like exposure I have, and then you're going to say that you want to apply to Harvard University, you're actually joking yourself. You're not being serious. You're not being straight. You could be lucky, but you're not being direct for yourself. So you have to pick a niche, just like marketing, or you want to do a business. You have to pick a niche. You have to pick a particular place you're going to. So I started the search by looking for cheap universities to study around the world, for as low as €100. So unfortunately for me, I had friends and I had mentors that were like very close to me that also helped me, during this search. And then I was able to come along Italy and then some other countries in Europe. So I got to find out that schooling in Europe is very cheap than schooling in other parts of the world, like America, Canada, and then Australia. Schooling there is quite expensive. It's on the high side on like schooling in Europe and especially Italy. So for me, it's just been really, really hectic because studying mechanical engineering back here in Africa, it's a different ballgame. The way you were being taught is so stressing, and it's a whole different exposure when it comes to studying abroad. So I've always wanted to do my master's abroad. I've always told myself I was going to do my master's abroad, but I was so much planning for it, but I needed a way to start, and I did start last year. I started the whole process last year, and yeah, I am. I got two admissions. I wanted to study something outside my field before, but the possibility of getting admission in a particular field relating to what you study in for your bachelor's, you have to be considerate. If I was probably going to study a bachelor degree in Europe or in Italy, I need to be very considerate of um, my background or the courses I took in uni or in high
Yes.
school. So yeah, for me, very much it was engineering, and then I had to get my certificate and transcript, and then I applied to engineering courses. I think I did like 5 or 6 applications, and I got like I got response from I think 3 universities, and which one of them was Siena, but I didn't pass the test. And then the other university were University of Genoa and then University of Naples, that is Napoli, Federico too. So I got chosen for the both schools. I was given admission for the both schools.
Okay.
And then they were all engineering related. So that was one of the reasons why I was able to get into the school too.
Okay. So you will be coming to study engineering, mechanical engineering in Genova, right?
No, I'll be studying something close to engineering. So the course I'll be coming to choose is I'm coming to study is engineering technology for strategy and security.
Oh, nice.
So
Okay.
there's an engineering factor there.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so there are a lot of students who have managed to get admission. It could be at University of Genova, or it could be at any other university. But today we're particularly talking about Genova, and they don't know after what to do after they gain that admission. What was your process like? Immediately you got your admission, what was next for you?
Okay, I would say for this particular questions, I think our answers will vary because depending on the number of schools you're applying to, and then the number of schools that admit you, that gives you an admission, you have to pick because the way the Italian system works, you can only pre-enroll to a particular university in Italy. So you can't pre-enroll to 2 universities. You can only pre-enroll to one. So if you have admission in 5 universities, you have to pick one. So you have to sit down and think, oh, which one am I going to? Which one has the best internship program for me? Because okay, I got to hear that there is some sort of partnership from Ferrari with the University of Bologna. So, and if you probably had a dream to work in a company like Ferrari as an engineering student, it's a dream, right? So if I probably had an admission in Bologna, I would definitely pick Bologna.
Yeah.
So I got admission to Napoli and then Genova. So there were different factors that made me choose Genova and then not Napoli. Napoli actually did give me a course in something I want to really study because where the world is going to now is there is going to be so much need for automatic cars and automated things. So I would love to go to that field, but there were so many things that also prompted me to also go to Genova to study engineering technology for strategy and security because it's a little bit mixture of engineering, tech, data analytics, business, and modeling, and then strategy. It even has a little bit of cybersecurity, and then you can also do your internship in organizations like NATO, Accentura, Hitachi. So I did my findings and I did check out most of these things on the university's portal. So once you're trying to apply for a course, I would definitely advise people to check out the university's website on each courses to see the partnership with the companies that they have and then where you can get your experiences from. So I would say applying for the schools is solely based on each person. It's like tailored to yourself. You need to know the one you're going to pick. And then after choosing perfectly the ones that align with your dreams and your goals, you proceed to a website called Universitaly.
Yes.
where you finalize your agreement that okay, this is the school I want to come to, this is where I want to study, and then it is from the Universitaly's portal that your details will be sent to the embassy of your country.
So like, you know, people have a different, like when I was trying to help a friend apply last year and she got admission at the University of Siena, automatically the school sent they sent the admission letter to the embassy because they know that you have to apply for a visa after some time. So they sent, because pre-enrollment is for international students, you have to do it in your country at the Italian embassy and partially online. And then you do the final enrollment when you come to Italy. So in your case, when you started to pre-enroll on Universitaly, I don't know if you have already sent your documents to the embassy for pre-enrollment, but when you started your pre-enrollment on Universitaly website, what specific documents and requirements did the portal request or the university request?
Oh, okay. So when you're applying for the admission on the university for the first time, the documents that you used to apply, the documents requested from you to apply for the admission, is the same documents that you would submit after getting the admission on Universitaly, because every university's every university on the Universitaly is a little bit different from each other. So the application is a little bit different from each other.
Yes.
So for me, I got to submit a reference letter. I didn't get to submit a motivational letter. Unlike some other students, they will submit a motivational letter and a reference letter, and on their Universitaly portal, they would also ask them to submit the same thing.
Oh, okay. So in totality, you submitted documents like your transcripts, your degree certificates, your reference letter, and then were those documents certified? Were they legalized or translated when you were uploading them to Universitaly, or did you just upload your original copies on the website?
Okay, so I like I've always said, I think it's still solely based on each universities, and then it's a different, I think it's a different pattern for different folks from different countries. Some countries they might ask you, or some universities they might ask you to translate before you even upload. I don't know about that, but for my university, all you need to do is submit the same document you submitted during your admission stage or evaluation stage. Yeah, let me say the evaluation stage. You submit the same document for your pre-enrollment. And then once you submit it for your pre-enrollment, the reason why you're submitting it is to get an update at the embassy that somebody is coming from the country to Italy, and he has been given an admission to this particular course. So that is one of the relationship between Universitaly, the university, and the embassy. So anything that is carried out at the embassy, they would notify Universitaly, and then automatically the university would also know about it. So yeah, that's all.
The process for pre-enrollment is just uploading your documents which you submitted when you were doing your admission application. They didn't request
your evaluation
DOV
stage
or CMI.
Okay, so concerning the DOV and the CMA, it varies for different schools in Italy, because for Genoa that I'm headed to, it's the Liguria region, and for University of Genoa, you don't need to submit the CMA.
Okay.
So you can, and the DOV at the same time, you could submit the CMA or DOV later on, maybe when you come into the country, or you could upload it later on the Universitaly. So there is no given deadline for senior and DOV for my school. But like I said, it is always tailored to your own school. So making sure that you're very updated with the information about your region, about your school, is the best thing to go about. Because I have heard of situations where some people were given a deadline for senior and then DOV, and then some schools didn't even want people to submit the DOV. They wanted straight up senior. And then I had to, the funniest part was that for this particular case, I think it wasn't for Nigerians, for some particular Nigerian student, they asked them to provide the senior. And then they told them to provide the senior and the DOV before they could complete the university's process. That's another case again.
Yes.
Some schools might ask you to complete to provide the senior and the DOV before you can complete your Universitaly pre-enrollment registration.
Yes.
But unlike some other schools, it is way different. You don't need to submit it before your information can be sent to the university.
Yes.
So what my group of Nigerian friends did was they emailed the school in mass, and then they had Nigerian students currently schooling in the University of Genoa. So the student had to reach out to the school and email them and explain to them that this is how it is done in Nigeria.
Okay.
Because some schools don't know how things are being done in several countries, because the bureaucracy is different. Different countries with different laws and different strategy and techniques to go about it. So they told them, okay, no problem. They would collect the DOV later from them. That was how they resolved it.
I guess the main thing is to really just do your research, stick to the requirements, and also meet the deadlines. So you are now done with your pre-enrollment, and you've secured your admission, you've done your pre-enrollment. Most people are really worried, okay, yes, maybe tuition in Italy is affordable. It can be as low as maybe 100, or some schools even offer no tuition fee at all to study. But then what about my upkeep? How will I get there? And how will I survive as a student in a foreign country? Like, that's also a big issue. Can you give us like a brief summary of what you have done to secure your coming here, in terms of how you're going to fund your life here in Italy once you come?
Okay.
And scholarship opportunities that you've applied for, what did you do?
Thank you so much for the question. But I would say I wouldn't say I have literally found the whole formula for the whole coming to study in Italy. I think it's a gradual process, and it can be very overwhelming. So if you're not, processing to travel or school abroad is not for the weak. You need to be strong at it. You need to be strong at it. Because you could wake up one day and then forget to check your email. Your school might be asking you for something else. Your school can just say, oh, we need to certify that your English proficiency stuff was done properly. You need to get this, you need to get that. You just need to be sure. So I would say for me, the plan is to come and study, and then I did my research before I applied for Genova. So the tuition fee for Genova is pretty low. And then I do tell people that I think the best school you can school in is Genova, because you don't really have anything to worry about.
Yeah, I think you're selling it too much. Siena is also great.
Siena is good, but I'm saying a school that actually considers it's like the students' family income and the students' lifestyle, like the foreign student lifestyle. They always, the school is very considerate about it. So if you do your research well, like for me, University of Genova, the tuition fee wasn't stated. So they want to see your ISE certificate, that's your ISE certificate. They need to see it. So before they can give you a price and say, oh, my beloved son and my beloved daughter, here is your tuition price, which is always below, which is always between the range of 0 to 3,000 euros.
Yes.
Unlike some schools will just tell you straight up, your tuition fee is 200 euros. Your tuition fee is 3,000 euros. Some schools will tell you your tuition fee is 2,000 euros. Like for University of Bologna, I think their tuition fees are around 2,000 euros. So it's quite like costlier than so many other schools. And then they could also give you some exemptions. So most of these informations are always on the school portal. So I would always advise students to always check when they apply for their school. They should not just go to the application, because I know so many students is when they apply to the school, it's just the application, and then they see you have successfully submitted. They're leaving that website. They're not going back there again for the next 3 months.
We don't
They're
like
just going back to their email.
We're Africans.
Yeah, do you understand? So we just need to go back to that website again and check, okay, what are the benefits? What are the accommodation like? Does the school have hostels? My school doesn't have an hostel. My school doesn't have a school-based or a department-based scholarship. The only scholarship they probably have is like disability and then youth. And then people that can really access these ones are not for foreigners.